Aloha Commanders, and welcome to Later Tonight with Dr. Iron Chef, hosted on Aloha Diz.
Please be sure to follow on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube for all the latest content.
Today we discuss, this new blog post from Star Trek Fleet Command about the Apex Shred Modifier.
The Apex Shred Modifier.
Apex Shred Modifier, that's right.
Yeah, so let's dive into understanding this new game mechanic.
All right, so you and I, we've been playing this game for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And we've definitely come up against some of those Apex barriers.
Absolutely. Yeah, they can be a real pain.
Yeah, they can feel like you're just like running into a wall.
Oh, yeah, especially when you've got like your fully loaded,
Yeah.
Enterprise or whatever it is, and you're like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I got this. I've been saving up for this.
Yeah,
and then
it's just like, boom.
nothing.
Nothing.
It's okay. Oh, okay. All right, back to the drawing board.
So tell me a little bit about this Apex Shred.
So Apex Shred is basically like a percentage-based stat that directly weakens Apex barriers. Okay, so it's like, I guess kind of similar to isolytic defense.
Yeah, exactly. Like, remember isolytic defense, how it helps against isolytic damage, but it doesn't completely negate it?
Right, right.
Same idea here. Like, we're not totally wiping out the barrier,
Okay.
but we're going to take a big chunk out of its effectiveness.
So essentially, this is like a new tool that they're giving us to deal with these really strong Apex barriers.
Absolutely. It's going to change the whole combat dynamic.
So like, imagine I'm going up against, one of those mirror universe battleships
Oh, yeah.
that has a really strong Apex barrier.
Oh, man, those things are tough.
So before it would have been like, okay, well, I guess I'm just going to bounce off of this.
Yeah, you're just going to bounce right off.
And now with Apex Shred, I can actually
Right.
start to do some damage.
You can chip away at it. You can, like, turn that wall into Swiss cheese.
And they give some pretty impressive examples in the blog post, right?
Oh,
Of
yeah.
just how much of a difference this percentage can make.
Yeah, like even just having 100% Apex Shred.
Right. 100% cuts it in half,
Cuts the barrier strength in half right off the bat. That's huge.
which is huge.
Yeah.
So like if you're dealing with a barrier that's, 10 million strength points,
Yeah,
now it's down to 5 million.
exactly. That's a big deal.
And then you start getting into like 200%, 300%.
Yeah, and it just keeps going down and down.
400%.
They even mentioned 900% Apex Shred in the blog post.
900%.
Yeah, I mean, that would leave the barrier at like a tenth of its original strength.
Wow. So basically you're just kind of walking right through it at that point.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's still there, but it's not nearly as effective.
So that brings up a question in my mind.
Yeah, what's that?
Is this going to be like the new meta in the game?
I mean, it's certainly possible, right?
Like, are we going to start seeing players who are just like focusing entirely on maximizing Apex Shred?
It makes you wonder, right? Like, will we start seeing ship builds
Yeah.
and fleet compositions designed purely around shredding those barriers as quickly as possible?
Yeah. Are we all just going to be like running around with,
Shredder ships.
shredder ships? Yeah,
Yeah, the barrier busters.
that's right.
It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah.
Because, it does mention in the blog post that, like, the higher you go with Apex Shred, the more difficult it becomes to achieve.
Okay. So it's not like you can just get to 900% easily.
No. It's going to be a balancing act for sure.
So it's kind of like
There's a trade-off.
a trade-off. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you go all in on Apex Shred, you might be leaving yourself vulnerable in other areas.
Like you might not be able to do as much damage.
Exactly, or you might not have as much health.
Right.
So players are going to have to think carefully about how they want to approach this, Do they want to specialize in Apex Shred and become like a barrier-busting powerhouse?
Yeah.
Or do they want to take a more balanced approach?
Yeah, it's adding like a whole new layer of complexity to the game.
Oh, absolutely. And this is just the beginning, right?
This is just the beginning.
Like, as players start experimenting with Apex Shred and developing new strategies, we're bound to see some really innovative and unexpected tactics emerge.
It makes you wonder what the developers are planning for the future.
Yeah, what are they cooking up next?
Right. Are we going to see like new research options
Oh, yeah.
that are dedicated to boosting Apex Shred?
New officer abilities, maybe even new equipment slots,
Oh, wow.
specifically for shred-enhancing tech.
Like imagine if they came out with a new ship.
Oh, man, a new ship.
That was like the Apex Shredder.
The Apex Shredder. Oh, man.
That would be crazy.
That would be awesome.
So for all of you out there listening, get ready because the galaxy's about to get a whole lot more interesting with this new Apex Shred mechanic.
It's not just about hitting harder anymore. It's about strategically dismantling your opponent's defenses.
That's right.
And for those who haven't dived into the world of Apex barriers and what was it, isolitic defense?
Yeah.
Don't worry, the core concept is simple. We've got a new way to punch through those tough defenses.
Be sure to follow Dr. Iron Chef on Twitch and subscribe to Aloha Diz on YouTube.
Mahalo for joining us.
With the introduction of Apex Shred, do you think the future of combat in Star Trek Fleet Command will be a constant arms race between barrier strength and shredding capabilities? What new strategies and ship builds will emerge?
That's a good question. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
I guess we will. All right, Commanders, until next time. Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper.
Aloha.